Surprise! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sami Said. I'm the T3Live.com sales manager here in replacement of both Mark and Scott, who's traveling obviously back from Boca, as well as Rob Smith and many of our other contributors that actually might be sick today. I'm here giving you the afternoon recap. So folks, why don't we get right into it? Obviously, today's story was energy. With that, oil rose over 5%. Basically because Iran had mentioned that Saudi Arabia and Russia plans to freeze the oil output at January levels. There have been rumors that an output cut was in the making. This might be a small step in that process here. Energy stocks. Energy stocks are up huge today. One of those stocks actually being in the pipeline names, Kinder Morgan. Why don't we take a look at the chart here real quick. Kinder Morgan had a nice little gap up this morning. Obviously, you see there's some sideways consolidation there on the five-minute chart. Two gap ups in a row. This comes after David Tepper and both Warren Buffett had mentioned that they were buying stocks in pipeline names like Kinder Morgan. And as a result, obviously, you have these two gap ups here. With that, oil and equities have actually been correlating a little bit well together, as well as, again, some tech stocks that kind of came back from the dead. A lot of the tech stocks that we've been looking at have been mostly beaten up names. Obviously, Sean Udall, one of our TechStrat contributors, he's actually been one of the people that are very dovish on Twitter. Let's take a look at that chart there. Oops. As you can see, Twitter's also had two gap up days in a row. This basically follows a trend that a lot of beaten up names with good reports are now being bought up, especially because oil is starting to kind of flatten out. We're starting to get a little bit of a clearer picture of what's happening in our oil markets. Another one of those names, GPRO. Again, another solid 2 days here, following the correlation with oil. Anytime oil is getting bought up these days, it seems like equities are following in correlation. We also have CYBR software. Again, similar chart patterns here, two gap ups. We're looking for some sideways consolidation here. You never know if it's going to move too far, too fast. And also you have names like Facebook, of course. Scott Redler mentioned earlier this morning, stay out of the way. Don't stay short on Facebook. It was too strong, and obviously you see the bounce back here in 1 day. Very nice move. Then you also had Amazon back with a vengeance again. It's one of those high beta names that does move pretty rapidly here. And of course, we also had the Fed minutes meeting come out today. And once again, they leaned pretty dovish. The Fed basically is concerned about the downside risk and economic inflation outlook, and they were worried about China. So this drove the U.S. dollar down, and bonds came off intraday lows. The dovish Fed also pushed up gold and mining stocks, which again has been the real bull market in 2016. If we take a look at GDX, GDX has had some move here from the beginning, actually towards the end of January, up to some highs here. So we're looking at a nice move here in gold. Again, one of the main bull markets here in 2016. On the technical side of things, Jeff Cooper said earlier this morning that an authoritative push through SPY 190 could mean a move to 195. We take a look at the chart here, and boom, there it is. A nice authoritative push through some resistance. And well on our way, hopefully, to the 195 target that Jeff Cooper had spelled out in his report. Basically, what we're looking for now is see if the bulls take control. And it looks like it is working out that way. Now, looking out for tomorrow, you're going to want to keep track of crude oil inventories, which were rescheduled from today. But because traders are keying off of oil so heavily, the reaction to those numbers could drive a big move in equities. Another few trades to highlight here, RGR. Again, in Jeff Cooper's nightly stock report, he did mention that a short trade in RGR just under $65 would be active, and there it fell about 50 cents from there. And lastly, Michael Kumo, who is our senior editor here at T3 Live, he mentioned that SPX could get a nice move above 1915. And of course, we got that authoritative push that we were looking for, and it made it all the way up to 1931. Well, folks, that's for right now. That's our afternoon recap. Apologize for the short content here today. Filled in as best I could. If any of you folks have any inquiries whatsoever here at T3Live.com, of course, you could always reach out to us. My email, Sammy@T3Live.com. Hope you folks have a great evening, and thanks for joining.